Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Coin Lady channel. And I regret to inform you that the news is not good. In the last day, March 31, 2023, the SEC Ripple lawsuit did not conclude. The XRP community's expectations were thus met. Predictions have been made, including one from a prominent lawyer in the XRP community and one from Ripple's general counsel, and they have good reason to do so. He's the go-to guy for legal matters within the company, and his speculations make sense. Not that this was ever a sure thing, but there was a lot of anticipation and it hasn't materialized. Keep in mind that while saying this, I'm in fact recording it. How late is it? 6:09 p.m. Time zone central to the US. Given that Eastern Time is an hour ahead of Pacific, there are technically less than 5 hours for this to arrive. Therefore, I will venture a guess and say that the correct answer is not yes. And if there is a settlement, I'll just have to admit defeat. Like in the 2008 US presidential election, when Obama ultimately defeated McCain in the South. It was either the night of the election or the day afterward that the makers of South Park released an episode in which Obama defeated McCain. Almost instantly, it happened. That's because everyone was already counting Obama's victory over McCain in their minds. If McCain had won, however, the information would have been public regardless. There would have been a parallel universe in which Obama beat McCain in the South Park episode. However, that's not the case here. In a similar vein, here, should the lawsuit be dismissed? I'll just leave this here for the time being and then release another video with a summary of what happens as soon as I can. You can take it as a vote of no confidence in that scenario happening that I'm releasing this video hours before the technical deadline. If that happens, I'll take the loss, but I don't think it will. However, I do have some insight from attorney John DIDN, some of which dates back as recently as 45 minutes or so, and some of which dates back to a little while this afternoon. What we can anticipate in the future. Not releasing the decision by the end of March could land Judge Torres in some hot water. However, there is something I need to clarify before we go any further. I come from no financial or legal background. I am not qualified to give you financial or legal counsel. And you should not make any financial decisions based on anything I write or say. Just a hobbyist here who occasionally posts videos to YouTube on various crypto-related topics. And here's the headline from the Crypto Basics for your perusal. Now that we've reached March 31, do we finally get a verdict in the Ripple/SEC lawsuit? No, I don't think so at all. However, there is sound reasoning for the public to speculate that it might have taken place today. Take a look at this headline from September 7, 2017 from the Crypto Basic. A former US prosecutor has revealed that the Ripple SEC lawsuit will be resolved before March 31, 2023, according to the article's headline. Likewise, I see no reason to read the article. I just wanted to make sure everyone was on the same page, so to speak. It was expressed by attorney James K. File, a member of the XRP community, and was a perfectly reasonable expectation based on his knowledge of the law and his knowledge of timelines gleaned from previous rulings involving Judge Torres, who is expected to make the final determination in this case unless, of course, she sends it to a jury trial. You can read his prediction that District Judge Torres will rule on both the expert motions and the summary judgment motions simultaneously on or before March 31, 2023, in this tweet from September 6 of last year. When the Hinman email controversy will be settled, I cannot say. And to be absolutely crystal clear, I really hope that nobody saw this coming. But let me be completely clear. No one has any reason to feel displeased about filing. This is not intended as any kind of criticism of him. I'm just trying to bring everyone's attention back to the origins of this. Indeed, this is a central issue here. However, making a forecast is not unreasonable. If something doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. The public has been extremely well served by attorney filing's constant updates. If anyone was wondering why I was taking the time to briefly summarize the current situation, that's why. Absolutely not. I just wanted to lay out the situation so that everyone is on the same page. That isn't the only explanation, though. You must know that. And he even said he was going to end up with a prediction based on attorney filings. By the way, Attorney Hogan. Even Hogan conceded, "I'm going with that." I believe he settled on the middle of March as a possible time frame at some point. He may have eventually agreed with the attorney's filing if my recollection serves. Stuart Alderoty, General Counsel for Ripple, was also present. This article is from the beginning of this month, on March 3 RD. The General Counsel for Ripple has stated that a ruling could be issued by the end of March. You can skip this article without missing anything important. However, Fox Business reporter Elena Turret tweeted, quoting Blockworks author Stuart Alderoty, "A summary judgment is expected any day, maybe as soon as the end of this month." And so there's a lot of reason to think, hey, maybe, these are people who have experienced, and if anybody's in the know, maybe Stuart Alderoty would have some particular insight there, though the truth is that nobody at Ripple, including him, had any kind of special notice in terms of what was likely to come. In a minute, I'll relay what Lawyer Dean said. But first, I want to tell you this. On March 22 ND, a little over a week ago, I put out a poll on Twitter asking a very simple question: will Judge Torres rule on the SEC versus Ripple case before this month ends? And of course I said that because I knew, as did the vast majority of you, that the deadline we're hoping for the prediction to come true on March 31 had passed without incident. As a result, 4,996 votes were cast. And thanks to everyone who participated, the final tally was 46.4% in favor, meaning it would happen, and 53.6% opposed, meaning it wouldn't happen. That was back on March 22 ND, just to be clear. I released the poll and gave it a full day of participation. At 2:25 a.m., I also put out the same poll. Today, this one only ran for 14 hours because I timed it. Before I made a video about it, I wanted to make sure everything was set in stone. For the past, 14 hours, I've been wandering around asking the same question. Will Judge Torres issue a decision in the SEC versus Ripple case this month? With less than 24 hours to go, I asked the exact same question and got the same result, 4,851 votes. A big shout out to everyone who took part. Thanks a lot. And it went a little bit more in one direction than the other, which is to be expected, though I will admit that I'm surprised by the high percentage of yes votes. Results came in at 23.2% yes and 76.8% no. No decision could be made until the month ended. As the month progressed, it was natural that people would begin to worry that we were running out of time. I'm not as sure as I was before. That was to be expected, then. In any case, 23.2% is a little higher than my guesstimate. That's a lot greater than I would have guessed for fun, and I don't even know if I would have guessed as high as 10%. What then shall we find? In all seriousness, I'm crossing my fingers that the moment I hit publish on this video, news will break that Ripple has defeated the SEC or something to that effect. Or, if the SEC can win on a technicality and provide some sort of clarity for XRP, that would be fantastic. If that does occur, I will gladly accept defeat. I don't see that happening, but if it does, I'll gladly take the loss. Now, as for what Attorney DIDN has to say, he replied to a member of the XRP community going by the handle XRP Beans, who asked whether or not Judge Torres would be put on the naughty list if she didn't make a ruling today. And there were many people I saw tweeting about this idea. A sizable populace. I'm relieved that Attorney DIDN addressed the issue on social media. This misconception exists because, as far as I'm aware, it is true that cases can continue indefinitely if a judge takes too long to issue a ruling. You get reported to some government agency for failing to make a decision in a timely manner, which is effectively what you could call a naughty list, but I can't remember what it is. I don't have a legal background, so it's not surprising that I don't remember the particulars. This is all from memory, by the way. So, yes, I'm aware that this exists. However, I was also aware that Judge Torres would not have been in any danger of colliding with this. But some people were thinking because of all the prediction and because it got to the point where people were miscommunicating and mistaking the future for the present. It's crunch time, and she has to say no. This is not a real deadline, though. The point is that some estimates were made as to when the case was likely to be resolved. Attorney DIDN explained that only motions that have been pending for more than 6 months must be reported on a list to Congress, but this is widely misunderstood in the crypto, Twitter, and YouTube communities. Judge Torres's summary judgment ruling does not fall under the 6-month list because the motion has only been pending for about 3 months. Let's take a moment to reflect. I realize he used the term Congress, but does this refer to the entire legislature or a particular government agency? And that's the bit I can't seem to put my finger on. Then, Attorney DIDN clarifies that she does not need a decision by the end of the day. It's possible we'll find out the verdict in the next hour, or it could take up to a month. According to precedent. Within a couple of months of her Dorbit/experts decision, Judge Torres issued her summary judgment ruling. And so you'll remember, I'm sure that we did see a decision from Judge Torres on those Dorbit motions at the start of this month. So, that's where you be at with expert witness decisions. And it was heavily in favor of Ripple, truly heavily in terms of the most important decisions and witnesses that the 6 witnesses could have spoken about, but were instead tossed out by Judge Torres like, nope, bye, Felicia. It was amazing to see that that was the end of it. In both cases, she was correct in her judgment. It's not that Ripple got their way totally and completely. However, it's possible that those folks actually saw something there and took it at face value. Okay. What does this mean for the timing of a final decision if this does indeed come down? The negative conclusion has been reached. The only real question is how large the chasm will be. How long do you think it will be? Say, 30 days? 60? This is also something we're anticipating. It was 5:14 p.m. when Attorney DIDN penned this. Time zone central to the U.S. I've read some speculation that Ripple and the SEC will get a heads up from insiders, he said. Prior to the public release of her decision, the judge will only share it with her staff and any clerks who assisted her with research or writing the decision. There was never any expectation that anyone at Ripple, not even Stuart Alderoty, would have any special knowledge about when this would end beyond what anyone else outside of the case might know. Which is why, since none of them have any special information, Stuart Alderoty's prediction that it would end by the end of March 2023 is pretty much on par with the expectation of attorney filings. You're simply extrapolating from known patterns of behavior to predict future outcomes. As far as the conclusion of the case goes, that's about it. We're already here, which is a shame. And so, we shall see. Case closed. Not quite. For the next few hours, I plan to obsessively check social media and crypto media in the vain hope that a refresh will reveal that I get to take the L. So I'm going to come right out and say it. The anticipated conclusion date of March 31, 2023, for the Ripple lawsuit did not occur. What a downer. It's all right though. Look, I know this is discouraging, but we are almost there, so try not to get too down on yourself. It's true that we can open our eyes one morning and find that the case is closed. Please, whatever God you believe in, help me. If on April 1, we wake up to news reports claiming that the world is about to end as we know it, then God help us all. Imaginable, right? Because last year on April 1, April Fool's Day, a crypto media platform falsely reported that a settlement had taken place. I forget which entity was responsible for this. As a result of the confusion caused by those who didn't realize it was April 1, the crypto media outlet in question removed the post. What if, for example, it actually occurs on a Saturday, April 1? After all, news can break at odd hours. Perhaps they would be able to. Oh no, that can't happen. I'm not because, well, April 1 is just not a good day for me. I don't want to give anything my full attention. I simply refuse to participate. Please don't think of me as a financial advisor. Nothing I say or write should be used as a basis for making financial decisions. Please like and subscribe my channel. See you later, bye.